The Ancients World. Chapter 11, The Ancient Ruins of the Dryads I. Shoutouts to FANMY1 and T crew. Thanks for the power stones so early in the story. We have been traveling for about 10 hours now and it is late afternoon and the sun is starting to set. I land the Griffin and set up camp. We are on a cliff's edge overlooking miles of beautiful forests and the sky full of stars provides light for us. I start a fire and go in my tent to log off. There is a risk of sleeping in the wild, but we are in a safer location. Once I log off, I open my gaming pod and walk over to my laptop. I want to research information about Harold Marcus II and what he has done. I have missed some world announcements while I was sleeping last night. After searching through the forums, there is not much other than he is the king of the country I am in, and he has declared war on the neighboring kingdoms. He has angered Archangel Michael, my father, and the Almighty Father, my grandfather. I wonder what he did to cause such a thing. None of the players know and only the top NPC powers in Ancients World know the reason. He threatened the son of Archangel Michael, and planned to do evil things with his power. This was seen by the mentioned deities and they acted in the way they saw fit. This is unknown to the players and Sarah. I go downstairs for dinner and everyone is already here. Everyone is watching TV and Mom is making dinner. I see that they are watching a reporter do a take on my class. Not much is known about the divine class, the son of Archangel Michael. The developers had this to say: we didn't make the classes, the AI does things according to the lore and history we developed for the world. We did this to take out the pattern of repeated gameplay by letting the system take care of it. All the major guilds are offering huge cash rewards for any information regarding this player. They are telling the truth about not knowing, they are lying about the AI controlling things the way they described. I don't need to worry about that right now, all I need to do is focus on the now. Another reporter comes on and she is standing outside JNX Incorporated doing an interview with one of the directors. What can you tell us about the return of the fairies and the son of Archangel Michael? She points the microphone at the man. He adjusts his glasses and prepares his answer. We don't actually know anything, the game is not something that can be predicted or planned. Everything has a reason and reaction. Once a player has special priority like the son of Archangel Michael, they can have heavy influence on the state the world will take. The new kingdom of the fairies is a perfect example. The developers have some power through the system, but everything he said there was true. Mom finishes making dinner and calls us to the table to eat. We have fun and talk like we used to before everything went to shit. In a few days the auction house in the game will go live and I can sell this guild token. The millions I'll make from it will solve the almost poor problem we have. I'll be able to move us to a safer place and the threats won't be as severe. It will be nice to do this for my parents after all the crap they did for us kids. If anyone deserves it, it's them. I say my goodbyes and go to bed and sleep after the long journey I took today. The Griffin made good time since I was so light, I didn't have a bunch of heavy gear like level 120s and higher do. We made it more than halfway and I should make it to the ruins by noon tomorrow. As Sarah is going to sleep, there is talks in Ancients World. Another emergency meeting is called to discuss the important development that has happened today. The Pope is starting the meeting off with the information that has been driving him crazy since he got the divine message. A person has helped Archangel Michael's son and the church has no way of finding out who it was in blue grass. We called this meeting to discuss what the potential this situation has provided. As the Pope finishes speaking, Gregory Francis VII speaks first. He gets up and takes the stage to speak. As you know, the King of Zenith has declared war on White Rock, Borealis, and my kingdom. I have formed an alliance with the kings and we are having a war council in White Rock 10 days from now. Any who wishes to participate are welcome to come. The rulers of White Rock and Borealis nod their heads at Gregory's words. Other rulers are now whispering to each other. The Saintess clears her throat for the next thing to be addressed is Archangel Michael's son. The Saintess takes the stage and addresses what is going to happen. Now that someone knows the identity of Archangel Michael's son, this war must be carefully executed. If this person is to die from the war, there will be punishment from the church to the kingdom who committed it. There were heated words said from some of the rulers, and the Pope raises his hand to silence them all. The Pope takes the stage again and says the final thing for this meeting. This person holds key information, I get his complicates things. However, this war is not more important than our primary mission. Finding the son of Archangel Michael is the top priority. I expect you to understand that. This concludes this emergency meeting, you may leave when you wish. The projections turn off fast and the only ones left are Alexander and Lucy. They are both very busy with trying to find Archangel Michael's son, and this will be the common trope for the foreseeable future. Lucy is the first to speak. Why is he hiding from us? He knows we can help him. She yells in frustration and slams the table. The church may have power equal to the kings and queens, but they have no authority whatsoever on the direct grandson of the Almighty Father. Alexander takes off his hat and places it on the table. He runs his fingers through his hair in an attempt to ease himself. We cannot force someone with such divinity and power to come to us. We would be punished by the Almighty Father for taking such disgraceful methods against his grandson. Archangel Michael may come down to deliver the punishment himself. We just need to wait, Lucy, that's all we really can do. Lucy looks at Alexander with anger and storms out. He sighs at the young women's actions. She is a terrific fighter, but she doesn't understand that this is a chess game and we are losing badly. Harold proved insane declaring war against his neighbors, but it bought him time to search instead of us. I know for a fact that Harold is also searching like us in hopes to use the power of Archangel Michael's son. Such blasphemy won't go unpunished by the church. If Harold is caught trying this, then the church will go to war. I will not allow such a thing to occur while I am Pope. I am very tired after today's events. Now would be a good time for me to go to sleep as well. I hope Lucy will improve by tomorrow, we have a busy day. The night passes and Sarah wakes up to the sound of his alarm. It is early morning and he can smell Mom's delicious food. Mom is always the first one awake. I head downstairs and I am the first of the three siblings up like I always am. Hey Mom, what's for breakfast? I can smell the bacon and eggs now that I am within the view of the kitchen. Dad sure will be sad when he gets home today. I sit down with Mom and start to eat as my other two siblings come out of their rooms. We all eat and talk about what we are doing today. Sis is going to try out at another TV station and Lil Bro has school. I am so glad I am done with school, soon I'll have more money than anyone in my graduating class will ever make. I finish my food and head upstairs to get going on this quest. I enter my gaming pod and I wake up in the nice warm tent being bathed in sunlight. I walk out and notice everything went okay while I was asleep. The griffin also looks like it's ready to fly now that it's had good rest. I hop on the back and continue the rest of my journey today. I have a feeling that this will be a great adventure. Chapter 12, The Ancient Ruins of the Dryads II. We have been flying for about 3 hours now and I can see the ruins between huge mountains and deep within the forest. If I didn't have this map I wouldn't even know it was here. I land the griffin outside of the ruins and I don't feel or see any hostile monsters. I don't feel anything coming from the ruins. You stay here, if trouble comes go to those mountains over there and I'll meet you if you are there and not here. I tell the griffin what he should do if he encounters trouble. He lowers his head and closes his eyes indicating that he understands. Griffins are extremely intelligent and can understand most of the time what you are saying. I walk for about 2 minutes until I approach the old archway into the temple grounds. I then get a system notification explaining some things. Hidden location, this is the old temple of the Dryad priests. The Dryad people used to reside in this forest until they disappeared without a trace. There are many secrets here, you may discover something worthwhile other than your quest item. So the Dryad people once existed here in the surrounding forest and they built this temple. The lore about the Dryads is scarce in the future. All that was revealed was that they were one of the most ancient people in Ancient's world. They were one of the Almighty Father's earliest creations. I look around the huge courtyard and I notice lush gardens and old statues of dryads. I approach one of them and inspect it. Description: this is an old statue that was dedicated to the third princess of the Dryad kingdom, Lady Eleanor. It was said her beauty could cause kings to go to war. This is the only statue that is in good enough condition to inspect. There are piles of rubble that once belonged to other statues lining the grounds. There is one giant three-cornered pyramid, unlike the four-cornered pyramids in Egypt. I walk up to it and I try to open the door, but I get stopped by a system notification. You need to find the key that unlocks these doors. Hint: it is on temple grounds. There is only one other building in this place that hasn't been destroyed. I head to the building down the long courtyard. This place is at least 5 miles long in every direction. After walking through the beautiful empty gardens and pathways, I reach the only other building here. It took about 22 minutes walking to get here. I was distracted by the lush landscapes of this place. I approach the door and I can feel an energy from the other side of the door. It isn't hostile, but it has the potential to be. I open the door slowly and walk inside. The sunlight is lighting up the room through all the holes in the walls and ceiling. I look around the room and I spot an old man cooking some food over a fire. Hello. I lightly call out to the man. He turns to me and he is wearing old clothes and a weaved hat. Why, hello young man. What brings you out to these old ruins? He seems friendly enough and I walk over to him and sit across from him. I pull out my quest and hand it to him. As he is reading, I should explain what I am currently looking for. I am looking for the key that goes to the door of the main temple. I came searching over here to see if I could find it. After I explained why I am over here, he lifts his head and inspects me. I am a little taken aback by what the system says. This NPC is strong enough to view all of your information. Then that means he will see my title and divine class. I can see the look of general surprise on his face. I take this moment to view his information too. I don't expect what I get in response. You are not strong enough to view this NPC's basic information. Talk about a mysterious person. What is someone so strong doing all the way out here? Well, that explains the incredible power buried deep within you, young man. He says as he laughs. I don't really know the full potential or power of my class. All I know is NPCs are more in tune with this world. If strong enough, they can see remnants of hidden power. Mind telling me what the son of Archangel Michael is doing in such a place you are not prepared for? I guess there are things here I am not strong enough for. He read the quest, but I guess he wants to hear my personal opinion on why I came. I came because I didn't want to miss the opportunity to see such a place. I figured that I may not be strong enough, but I still want to try. The old man looks into the fire while sucking on a piece of wheat. I guess he is thinking about something. All of a sudden I get a system notification and I didn't think that this was going to happen. Subquest: The Betrayal. Description: find out what happened to the Dryads using the information that the mysterious NPC provides. Objective 1: use the key that the NPC gives you to enter the temple. Objective 2: find the diary of Lady Melina. Objective 3: bring the diary back to the mysterious NPC. Quality: Legacy. Rewards: hidden. You have no choice but to accept the quest since it provides the item you need. The old man lifts his head and hands me some food so I have something to eat while he talks. It's pretty good considering. I'll give you the key in exchange for the diary of Lady Melina. It is also in the temple along with what you are asking for. Only people of purity may enter the temple. I am no longer pure. That confuses me. I wonder why he would say that. Before I ask him what he means, he raises his hand with a chuckle. Not as an evil impure, I am no longer a virgin and only virgins can open the temple. Ah, well that explains it. I don't know how he knows I am a virgin, but I can't focus on that right now. I finish my food because it is the polite thing to do. I'll get the diary for you. You have my word. Is there anything you can tell me about the inside of the temple? He takes out the key and hands it to me. I grab it and place it in my inventory. He stands up and I follow. He takes me to a table in the room and gives me a map. This is a map of the inside. Whatever you do, don't go into the main chamber. Your item is located in the Eastern Wing's treasure room. Down the hall from there is Lady Melina's room. I should take what he says seriously. If he is warning me about the main chamber, then I should listen. I take all the useful stuff he has given me and told me, and I head back to the temple. It is faster getting back since I am no longer distracted by the scenery like last time. I approach the doors again with the key out and I place it in the lock. I turn the key and the door opens. I get a system prompt that says what I feel. There are powerful enemies in this location. The sentinels guarding this location want you gone. There is an optional dungeon in this location. I can also see why I was given a map. This place is giant and impossible to navigate without one. I follow the map and head to the East Wing. I might as well get the diary first and then get the Horn of the Forest on my way out. I head up 4 flights of stairs before I reach the top floor and I come across my first mob, and he is a powerful elite enemy. Sentinel Guard LVL 15 Elite. 70,000/70,000 HP. This guy is stronger than T.A.W. He notices me and draws his sword. I guess this means I am fighting. I won't be able to kill this guy and not take damage. I do however have 50 unspent skill points and I have every intention to use them. Slayer, Zirn, LVL 0.7. EXP, 3090/9000. Title, The Son of Archangel Michael, Hidden, +1 more. Stats. Strength, 155. Endurance, 155. Dexterity, 160. Speed, 155. Focus, 155. Mana, 1550/1550. Health, 1240/1240. Stat points, 50 unspent. Armor rating, 320. Inventory. Skills/perks. Inheritor of the Sword, passive, Son of Heaven, passive, Heaven's Light LVL 0.20/200, active, Protected by Heaven LVL 0.125/100, active, /LVL 0.6300/600, active, Slayer of Evil, passive, Holy Willow Tree's Savior, passive, Parry LVL 0.180/100, active. I take my 50 unspent skill points and add all 50 to strength to increase my damage. Now I know I can contend with the 500 damage with my steel sword. I will be slicing and dicing now. Slayer, Zirn, LVL 0.7. EXP, 3090/9000. Title, The Son of Archangel Michael, Hidden, +1 more. Stats. Strength, 205. Endurance, 155. Dexterity, 160. Speed, 155. Focus, 155. Mana, 1550/1550. Health, 1440/1440. Stat points, 0. Armor rating, 320. Inventory. Skills/perks. Inheritor of the Sword, passive, Son of Heaven, passive, Heaven's Light LVL 0.20/200, active, Protected by Heaven LVL 0.125/100, active, /LVL 0.6300/600, active, Slayer of Evil, passive, Holy Willow Tree's Savior, passive, Parry LVL 0.180/100, active. Now I deal 20/50 raw damage, add that to the 500 that my steel sword provides. I have a new damage of 2550. Add the 75% damage from slash and I get 4462.5 damage every swing with slash. With the Holy Willow Tree's Savior I'll regenerate 516 health a minute while not taking damage. Heaven's Light will do between 6375 and 8925 without slash. With slash it does between 11,156.25 and 15,619.75. I'll be able to survive all my battles with these guards I come across. I can't wait to see how much EXP I make. Chapter 13, The Ancient Ruins of the Dryads III. The guard uses slash as well, but his armor makes him really slow. I dodge and I can tell this guy is powerful. If I get tagged once I might lose all 775 of my health. This is the hallway to the rooms I need and he is the only one around so I shouldn't have to worry about him getting any backup. I see my opening and I unleash my slash skill. Sentinel Guard LVL.15 Elite. 70,000/70,000 HP. Minus 4,462.5. Minus 4,462.5. Minus 4,462.5. I take more than 13,000 health off and I get him good. With that heavy armor there is no way that he can catch me. I won't be able to cause any bleeding damage, but I can still get full damage on him. There is no way for me to be able to inspect his armor rating right now, but I know for sure that it is less than mine. He is a guardian that uses his high health as a crutch. I keep using my slash skill and playing the fight safe. Eventually I am able to whittle him down to one more slash combo. Minus 4,462.5. Minus 4,462.5. Minus 4,462.5. Plus 2,000 EXP. Plus 500 slash mastery. Slash has leveled up. This fight went way faster since I upgraded my strength. I won't add any more points into strength for a while. I need to bring up my other stats as well. No single stat is unworthy of being leveled up. They are all important to your character's growth. He didn't drop anything worthwhile and now I have access to the rooms I need. The halls and rooms look like they have been taken care of this entire time. It's probably the guards fulfilling the orders their masters left for them. I reach a finely decorated door and the words treasury on it. I will grab my item on my way back. That means Lady Melina's bedroom is further down the hall and on the right. I go down the hall and reach a door that is more decorated than the others. I push it open and an undisturbed room is before me. Everything looks like it has been taken care of every single day. I don't know where a girl would keep a diary. I'll just start at the desk in the room. I approach the big table with a mirror on it and lots of makeup line the corners. I look to the right and beautiful dresses line the closet. I sit down in the chair at the desk and start going through the drawers. I feel really wrong doing this, like I am invading someone's private things while they are watching me. There is no one here and I can't seem to let the feeling go. I go through all the drawers and I can't find the diary. I get up and think, the only other places I can think of it being is under her pillow or hidden in her closet. I really don't want to go through her clothes and I approach the big bed. I lift up one of the pillows and there is nothing there. I lift up the other one and see a blue book. I pick it up and place the pillows just like they were. You have picked up the subquest item. The man who sent me in here said I had to bring it to him. He never said anything about not reading it. This might hold clues or lore of what happened to the Dryads. I open the book and I begin reading. There are things about everyday life for Melina and her family. Turns out Melina is the younger sister to Eleanor. I skip to the end pages of the book since this is the closest written things at the time of the disappearance. It's a good place for info. I start to read it and I am kind of suspicious of what I read. Big sister Eleanor has been really sick as of late. Dad said I can't see her since she is taking a long nap. I wanted to see her so bad I snuck into the main chamber where she has been kept so the healers could help. She was asleep, but no matter what I did she never woke up. By the sounds of it, this is a sleeping curse. I wonder who would curse the third princess of the Dryad kingdom. I flip the page again and there is more important information. I heard Dad ordering the troops today. He was yelling about hurting Prince Blake for doing something he did. Blake and Eleanor were supposed to get married to bring peace to our two kingdoms. I don't know what happened in detail. When I asked Dad, he yelled for me to go to my room. I hope that everything is okay. I flip the pages and come to the last two entries in the diary. Lots of people who have gone near Eleanor have been falling asleep lately. I heard Uncle Roderick saying something about it spreading and people become lost. Dad said I am not allowed to leave my room under any circumstances now. I see less and less people walking around outside my bedroom window. I turn my eyes to the final page next to it and I am surprised by what I read. There is hardly anyone left in the castle anymore. I have been getting more and more tired nowadays. I haven't seen or heard from Dad or Roderick in quite a while. I hear yells and screams coming from the main chamber at night and it scares me. I feel like taking another nap now and I will wait till Father tells me it is all right to leave my room. I feel an echo of pain in my heart reading these words. I don't know exactly what happened, but I have a feeling that this Prince Blake was not actually a prince and wasn't actually Blake. This seems like the work of a powerful witch or mage that was hired to do this. I have never heard of a curse putting someone to sleep and it spreading as people get lost or disappear. I put the diary in my bag and leave the room. I walk down to the treasury and open the door. There are weapons and armor everywhere. I have a foreboding feeling touching anything that is in my view. I use inspect on one of the items and I can see why I feel this way. Sword of the First Dryad Queen Req. LVL? Fake, cursed. Description: this weapon belonged to the warrior Queen Meridette. The curse upon this weapon is a byproduct of the horrible events that this blade has witnessed. Anyone who touches this blade will suffer a horrible fate beyond imagination. This weapon is fake and a trap. Damage. Quality: legendary, fake. Durability: infinite. If someone who wasn't sensitive to magic and decided to take all the fake and cursed items in here, they would suffer greatly. A player might have to delete their account from the permanent debuffs. I can only hope that others will recognize this game mechanic before touching anything. That only means these items in this room are distracting you from the real treasure. I inspect the pieces one by one and they are all fake and cursed. I get through all the ones in plain sight, but I feel a slight pull of air and there is no opening in this room other than the door. I follow the little bit of air in the huge room and come across a wall. I can feel air coming in and out of it. This is a hidden passageway. I touch the wall and I get a system notification. You have discovered a hidden passageway. Do you wish to enter? Y/N. I think yes, and the passage opens up as dust and dirt cover the ground from the movement. There isn't any magic protecting the single item in this room. There is a small chest on a podium and I walk up to it. I check its information. Chest of the Forest King. Description: this chest belonged to the first Dryad and holds his most treasured item. Do you wish to open it? Y/N. If I'm a betting man, then this is the thing holding my quest item. I think yes, and the chest opens. I see a little horn you can blow into. I inspect its information. Horn of the Forest. Description: this horn was used by the Forest King to create an army of automaton wooden soldiers to protect his people from the invasion of the archdemon Leviathan. This happened 1,200 years before the First War. The Forest King saved his people and the kingdom that day, but it came at the cost of his own power and life force to fuel the Horn of the Forest. The archdemon Leviathan was casted out of this world after his defeat by the archdemon Pride and was the first occupant of the underworld. Quality: legendary. Durability: infinite. Special requirements: you have to have an extreme amount of mana to use this weapon. If you don't have the required mana, you will use your life force instead. As a player, you could have your account destroyed from using this item having to fulfill the conditions. Do you wish to bind this item to you? Y/N. An actual legendary item, and it doesn't even have a level requirement. Every legacy and higher item is unique with its own rules and requirements. They don't follow the traditional scheme and workings of the ranking system. This item was never discovered in the future. I won't use this item because it's a quest item and tailor-made for a magician. I think no to the binding ability. I can see why Baron Jackson wants it. I just hope he can find a use for such a demanding weapon. I place it in my inventory and the most annoying thing happens, and it's the one thing I can't control. Sometimes I wonder if Blue Chaos was annoyed as I am right now. Worldwide announcement: the son of Archangel Michael has found the first legendary item out of all the players. World mission announcement: the Church of Light wants any information regarding the son of Archangel Michael. They have increased their rewards. They are now willing to give class upgrades. World mission announcement: the Church of the Dark Ones want any information regarding the son of Archangel Michael. They have increased their rewards. They are now willing to give gold rewards. I won't be keeping the legendary item, and I don't like the fact that I now have an even bigger target on my back now. I then get a new system notification. Hopefully this makes up for this mess. You are the first player to find a legendary item. Do you wish to accept the hidden rewards? Y/N. I never heard of this before, and I am sure nobody wrote it in the forums. That means the first person to do this kept it a secret. I think yes, and I am mind blown by the rewards for such a thing. For being the first person to find a legendary item, you will receive 2 new perks. Finder of Legends, passive. Description: you will have a huge increase in potential powerful item drops and finding them in the world. The Divine Who Has Legend, passive. Description: you are an incredible existence to the NPCs and players of Ancient's world. Plus 100 to all stats. I have to open my stats panel to make sure I am not getting joked around with. My heart flutters when I read it. Slayer, Zirn, LVL.7. EXP, 5090/9000. Title: The Son of Archangel Michael, hidden, plus 1 more. Stats: Strength, 305. Endurance, 255. Dexterity, 260. Speed, 255. Focus, 255. Mana, 2550/2550. Health, 2240/2240. Stat points, 0. Armor rating, 320. Inventory. Skills/perks. Inheritor of the Sword, passive. Son of Heaven, passive. Heaven's Light LVL.20/200, active. Protected by Heaven LVL.125/100, active. /LVL.7200/700, active. Slayer of Evil, passive. Holy Willow Tree's Savior, passive. Parry LVL.180/100, active. Finder of Legends, passive. The Divine Who Has Legend, passive. I can't believe my eyes at what I just got to see. The Divine Who Has Legend perk is probably the same thing that helped Blue Chaos so much in the beginning. He must have had a legendary item in his divine class. He had an announcement just like the one I had, so that means I have more pieces to the power behind Blue Chaos. The sneak never wrote about it in his forum. Now all I got to do is get out of here and talk to the NPC that gave me the sub-quest. I can't help being curious with what is in the main chamber now. I might think about going in there. I'll think about it as I walk down this long staircase. Chapter 14, The Ancient Ruins of the Dryads IV. I finish walking down the stairs and I come to the decision that I won't investigate the main chamber. I am still in the East Wing and there is one other place I want to explore. The map that man gave me says Eleanor's room is in the West Wing. This could provide more lore about the events that occurred here. I go the same way back and instead of going out the exit I continue west. I make it to an identical staircase and I climb to the 4th floor like the map indicates. Once I make it there I run into 2 sentinel guards. They are the exact same ones that I fought on the other side of this massive structure. I'll be fighting two powerful enemies at once and I just received the power boost not too long ago. I'll play it safe and activate Protected by Heaven and Heaven's Light to deal with these two quickly. I start hitting the closest one with slash combos. You are immune to all damage for 10 minutes. Sentinel Guard LVL.15 Elite 70,000/70,000 HP minus 15,531.25 minus 15,531.25 minus 15,531.25. I cripple its health fast and hit it for 46,593.75. I don't see how the guard will last any longer and I hit him with another slash combo to finish off this first one. They are trying to do damage to me, but my immunity is literally bouncing their swords off me. Minus 15,531.25. Minus 15,531.25. Plus 2000 EXP. Plus 500 slash mastery. Plus 150 Protected by Heaven mastery. Plus 150 Heaven's Light mastery. His health hits 0 and I still have one more left to deal with. The next one I kill will drop enough EXP for me to level up. I wouldn't doubt that the best players and strongest guilds are on my tail in terms of levels right now. They don't have this place and this quests however. By the time I am done with turning the sub-quest in I'll be hitting double digits in levels. Sentinel Guard LVL.15 Elite 70,000/70,000 HP minus 15,531.25 minus 15,531.25 minus 15,531.25 minus 15,531.25. I hit him with my last slash from the one I had left from the other guard and then hit him with a new combo after the cooldown lifted. These guards are more like machines, puppets programmed to do their duty till they can no longer move. He only has 7,875 health left so I hit him with one regular non-skill attack. Just my normal attack is enough to finish him off. I only need to hit him once with Heaven's Light activated. Minus 8,875. Plus 2,000 EXP. Plus 500 slash mastery. Plus 150 Protected by Heaven. Plus 150 Protected by Light. You have leveled up. Heaven's Light has leveled up. Protected by Heaven has leveled up. The hallway is clear and my skills deactivate now that I am out of combat. Eleanor's room is located in the very last room on the left. I take the time to look at my new stats while walking down the hall. Slayer, Zirn, LVL.8. EXP, 90/10,000. Title, The Son of Archangel Michael, Hidden, plus 1 more. Stats. Strength, 305. Endurance, 255. Dexterity, 260. Speed, 255. Focus, 255. Mana, 2550/2550. Health, 2240/2240. Stat points, 10. Armor rating, 320. Inventory. Skills/perks. Inheritor of the Sword, passive, Son of Heaven, passive, Heaven's Light LVL.3150/300, active, Protected by Heaven LVL.325/300, active, /LVL.8500/800, active, Slayer of Evil, passive, Holy Willow Tree's Savior, passive, Parry LVL.180/100, active, Finder of Legends, passive, The Divine Who Has Legend, passive. Everything is looking much better than it was earlier and I am sure that I am strong enough to kill a level 10 dungeon boss. I don't know how strong the creature in the main chambers is, but I am positive that is where the dungeon is at. After walking for a minute at most I reach Eleanor's room. I push open the door and I look into the room as if it's worth millions. There are extravagant paintings of what I assume is the family and Eleanor. Looking at her portrait, she is extremely beautiful. What a horrible fate to endure. I see a bookshelf with books about alchemy and spells. Nothing out of the ordinary till I actually see a magical skill book. It is decent if I was a magic class, but I'm not. No point in wasting money, this could sell for some gold. I pick it up and put it in my bag. I wonder if Eleanor had a diary as well. I don't want to go through her things like I did with Melina. I do want to see if I can fill in the gaps that Melina left and see what happened through her perspective. I search her desk and I find a book that looks like a diary. I open it and it's her diary. I do the same thing I did with Melina's diary with this diary and I flip to the last pages. Father has arranged a marriage with the King of Belvia. I am to wed his son and the war between us will end. The Dryads have suffered through so much. If I can stop this war by marrying someone I don't know or love, then that is fine. I hope the peace talks are going well today. Father has been on edge since Mother passed while fighting in this brutal war. Eleanor was going to marry the Prince of Belvia. If I'm not mistaken, that is a kingdom outside of the starter zone to the far north. The lore of the city is that it has always had peace since the beginning of its creation. Obviously that is lie based off these diaries. I remember Belvia focuses on magic more than anything else. I turn my head to the next page and start reading. The prince has arrived today and he seems nice from the few words I have shared with him. He and father talk a lot. Sometime Uncle Roderick speaks to Prince Blake alone without anyone around. I only found this out by stumbling on them in the library once. Now that is very suspicious. Why would the king's brother be talking to an enemy in private? This is looking more insidious than I could have thought. I turn the page and these are the last two entries. Prince Blake and I spent time in the garden together. He suggested that we spend time to get to know each other before we get married. He was telling me about Belvia and the war. As a prince he was in charge of leader some of the army's troops. He was telling me about the battles he has won and lost in our war against each other. It makes my heart ache knowing that innocent people are being slaughtered. This entire thing was a ploy by the looks of it. I see why this entire plan worked and I can see all the blame going to this Roderick and King of Belvia. I focus my eyes on the last page and read her final entry. Prince Blake and I shared a kiss today. It is a shame that he has to head back to Belvia and finalize the peace treaty with his father. I have grown to like him in a way. I really hope that this works out for both of our people. I can't see why there shouldn't be peace. I have been extra tired today and I feel like taking a nap. I'll go speak to father after I wake. A kiss was shared between the two of them before she fell asleep from the curse. Must be some sort of ancient magic lost to time because I never heard or seen of such a thing. This occurred a very long time ago. Maybe 70 or so years after the First War. This was the time kingdoms were growing and expanding. The Dryads were killed off in this race by Belvia. I receive a new notification that has a quest attached to it. Quest, the false one. Description, find out the rest of the secret in Belvia. The kingdom of the Dryads was killed using a powerful curse. The Church of Light didn't participate in war back then, but they made sure certain things didn't happen by making them war crimes. Cursing a kingdom and its people is a severe war crime and must be revealed to the rest of the world. Hint, there is a possibility to undo the curse, no matter how powerful a curse is. It can always be broken or undone. Objective 1. Find out any information you can about Belvia's past. Objective 2. Reveal the true history of what occurred here and why the Church of Light at the time turned a blind eye. Quality, legendary. Rewards, hidden. Do you wish to accept this quest? Y/N. What incredible lore and history, never in my 5 years of playing did I have an opportunity for such an adventure. With the hint I received I can deduce that I may be able to do what I did with the fairy kingdom here. This will prove much more difficult than any task I have ever taken before and I can't help smiling at the challenge. I think yes, and I have a new quest added to my interface, I will take some time after I get to level 50 to investigate. At my current power I doubt I could do anything significant. Belvia is a capital city and I won't have access to it once I become level 10. Chapter 15, The Ancient Ruins of the Dryads V. After reading these two diaries I understand why they say you can find more than what you're looking for on legacy and higher quests. I wonder if the old man would be interested in this book as well. I take one last look around this room and I feel so much pity for Eleanor and her people. If there is a possibility to bring them back I should at least try. I make my way out of the bedroom as I put the diary of Eleanor into my inventory. I look down the hallway I came from knowing I have everything I came for. It is starting to get late in the afternoon and I still need to meet up with my griffin. I approach the main door and I can see the entrance to the main chambers across from the door. There is something very powerful in there and I am not high enough level to take whatever it is on. A part of me is angry that I am not strong enough to enter the dungeon and face the creature inside. I turn away from it, swallowing my pride and leaving. There is still sunlight out and I guess I may have another hour before dinner. I make my way down the long path back to the old man and I eventually have a view of the front door. I can also see my griffin waiting outside for me. I guess the man in this place is capable of many things. He was also nice enough to bring my griffin here. I push open the door and I can see the same fire and man waiting there. Thanks for bringing my griffin here for me. Saves me the time to go and meet up with him. The old man has a pipe in his mouth now, sucking on tobacco. The man looks over to me and smiles. Not a problem, young man. So how did it go in there? I got everything I needed and I reach into my inventory and pull out two diaries. As I look back at him he looks as if I just scored very well on a test. I place them next to him and close my inventory. He picks up Melina's and starts to read it himself. He starts from the beginning though. I read the diary as well and it only shed a little bit of light on the history of this place. I figure that maybe Eleanor's diary would answer some of the questions that were left unanswered by Melina. He nods with a wise look on his face as I speak. He takes a long suck of his tobacco pipe and blows out smoke. I was wondering if you would go the extra mile and satisfy your curiosity. That is an important quality of any explorer, and you have done well. I can also see you gained a lot of strength in there. The most impressive thing to me is that you restrained yourself from going into the main chamber. That wisdom is what most do not have. I guess he was testing me for some reason. I get a notification from the system and I open it. This NPC wishes to reveal all of his information with you. Do you accept? Y/N. I look to the man for permission and he nods his head in approval. I think yes and I get to view all the information about a character instead of just their name, level, and health. I am flabbergasted by what I see. The Grandmaster Magician Wilmer LVL.500 Tier 10 Strategic Defense Mage. Description: Wilmer is one of the strongest mages on the continent and is the leading authority in defense magic. He comes from the capital city Greshka, and this is where all the greatest mages come from after learning from the ancient texts of Yemen. Wilmer is almost 200 years old. As a master of magic he can change his age. He prefers to look older to keep himself honest. 14,000,000/14,000,000,000,000 HP. This is the strongest NPC I have ever talked to. You can count the amount of Grandmaster magicians alive right now on one hand. They all chose to do self-imposed exile in search of greater knowledge. The lore stats every 25 years they meet for tea and discuss their findings over a week-long period. The location of the event is hidden and impossible to know without asking one of the Grandmasters. Wow, Wilmer, you are truly a powerful man. I never would have thought I'd meet a Grandmaster magician out here in my quest. He laughs out loud and closes the diary to talk to me. He set his pipe down so we can have a clear conversation. Slayer Zirn, it is so nice to talk to another person after so many years. I am glad that you are a polite young man. I can't stand nobles and kings these days. Speaks to your character being so humble as the son of Archangel Michael. Others would parade around with that type of bloodline. I am glad he thinks so. I am never one to pick fights with people or be disrespectful. I wasn't raised to be that type of man. After a couple seconds of silence I get a system notification the same time Wilmer is reaching into his space storage. Subquest, the betrayal has been completed. Rewards. 25,000 EXP. Max reputation with Wilmer. Seal of Grandmaster Wilmer. You are the first person to level 10. Plus 45 to all stats. Description: use this seal at any magic-based city and have top priority in everything. You have leveled up twice. You are now a very important person to Wilmer. Talk about insane rewards for helping an old magician with a sub-quest. I'll be keeping this seal for myself. I take this moment to see my new stats. I'm glad there won't be any more world announcements about levels until every tier level up. Slayer, Zirn, LVL.10. EXP, 4180/12,000. Title, The Son of Archangel Michael, Hidden, plus 1 more. Stats. Strength, 350. Endurance, 300. Dexterity, 305. Speed, 300. Focus, 300. Mana, 3000/3000. Health, 2600/2600. Stat points, 30. Armor rating, 375. Inventory. Skills/perks. Inheritor of the Sword, passive, Son of Heaven, passive, Heaven's Light LVL.3150/300, active, Protected by Heaven LVL.325/300, active, /LVL.8500/800, active, Slayer of Evil, passive, Holy Willow Tree's Savior, passive, Parry LVL.180/100, active, Finder of Legends, passive, The Divine Who Has Legend, passive. I can pretty much dominate any player no matter what gear they have at this point. My dungeon armor set has leveled up with me as well. I hear one of the things I hate the most in my entire life. Surprisingly, it is only a little bit about me. I am glad that the system measures people's strength before they release their names in association with mine. Nobody can force Wilmer to do anything, not even the church. My secret is safe with Wilmer. I will have to be more wise on when I show this seal though. Smart ones can connect the dots. Worldwide announcement: the Grandmaster Magician Wilmer has found the last pieces of his documents on ancient times. New spells and skills will become available to the players in 30 days and once they reach level 125. The son of Archangel Michael has provided invaluable help in this task and will have his identity protected by Wilmer and his allies. World Mission Announcement: the Church of Light will reward a Legacy Greatsword for the location of the Grandmaster Magician Wilmer. World Mission Announcement: the Church of the Dark Ones will reward a Legacy Class quest for the location of the Grandmaster Magician Wilmer. I have everything I need now and all I need to ask him is if he has any information on Belvia I can use. Grandmaster Wilmer, do you have any information regarding the Kingdom of Belvia and its involvement with the Dryads? Wilmer looks at me with sharp and calculating eyes. After a couple of seconds his expression softens and he reaches into his bag and pulls out a book. He hands it to me and I inspect it. Diary of Frederick Morris. Description: this diary belonged to the Duke Frederick Morris of Ellenstein City. He was one of the 3 dukes in Believa's country. Quality, Legacy. Durability, NA. This looks like it will provide information on what I am looking for. It is very big however. This belonged to one of the dukes in the country of Belvia. He was alive and in charge of Ellenstein City during the time these other diaries were being written. I never read more than a few pages because of how boring it was. I may be old, but I am short on patience often. Good luck Slayers in your journeys. I'll buy you a drink the next time we meet. After he said that his body began to float and a bright light fills the room. After I get my sight back I notice he is gone with everything I gave him. He left the fire for me, which is nice. I figure now would be a good time to get off and get ready for dinner. I go outside and I bring the griffin in so he has a place to stay that will be safe. I don't think monsters come into the grounds, so I have nothing to worry about. I log off after I lay down on my sleeping roll and I leave the game world as my game character sleeps. I don't want to be late for family time, so I leave my laptop and head downstairs. Unknown to Sarah, the threads are going crazy right now and a similar thing is happening in Ancient's world. Chapter 16, Making some proud, others worried. I am sitting with my family and Dad has a very serious look on his face. He looks like he wants to address something, but he is hesitating. Mom is giving him a glare and I can honestly not remember what happened here. Honey, if you don't talk to her about it I will. Okay, now I am having some inkling of a memory. I think this is when Dad tries and forces Haley to get a job to help pay the bills around here. Dad doesn't look like he is going to speak, he has always had a soft spot for Haley. Mom favors the sons more these days. Fine, I'll be the one to do it. When Mom says that, Dad releases a big sigh and puts down his silverware. I look over to Haley and I know what that look says. She is ready to fight this out to the bitter end, I'll give her credit. She has been trying really hard to become an actress, but it isn't working out. I think I can stop this clot in our family if I tell them I have an item worth millions. None of them understand or play the game, so they won't have a chance to find out my game identity. The problem would be my parents bragging. Marcus will eventually start to play, but that isn't for a while. Contemplating this, I can save a meltdown of our family. I think I should at least see if it goes in the same direction as last time. Haley, your father and I have been really needing another paycheck in this house. Sarah has been helping a lot and giving most of his to help. We need you to get a paying job and help us. I know how much you want to be an actress, but this family needs you. My parents try their hardest to give us a good life, I will be able to pay them back for all the things they have given us. Haley puts her fork down and looks like she is ready to explode. She is a real brat sometimes. I won't say anything about my item till Haley gets the reality check she needs right now. I don't want to work in some sweaty labor job for the rest of my life. I have dreams too and I want to achieve them. I understand what she is saying, but when it's time to sacrifice for the ones who took care of you, the ones that sacrificed for you, their needs shouldn't be thrown to the side because it's inconvenient for you. Mom just sighs and looks to Dad for help. He takes a hard look at Haley and it looks like his heart slightly breaks. Your mother is right, Haley, you had so much time and opportunity to chase your dream. Now that it isn't working, we need you to start contributing to this family. Either you start to help us or you move out. We can't afford to pay for 2 non-working kids. Sarah is helping and Marcus is way too young to get a job. Haley looks like her world is falling apart. I remember this is when Mom and Haley really started going to war. I think now is a good time to interject and save this from happening again. I lay down my fork and clear my throat. May I say something? My parents look at me and then look at each other. I promise that it will make this whole topic better. My father sighs and is about to say no, but my mom stops him, holding up her hand. Mom is sitting next to me and Dad is across from me with Haley next to him. Marcus is on my other side. Mom grabs my arm and looks at me. Go ahead and say what you want to say, sweetie. She must think I have something to say, but not expecting that we will be multimillionaires 2 days from now when the auction house opens and I sell this guild token. I smile and I take a look at Haley. She looks at me betrayed. I have always supported her dreams. Now she thinks I am siding with Mom and Dad. It has been long enough that money caused conflict within our family. As you know, I have a new game and you have a basic knowledge of how the economy works. Mom looks a little disappointed that I am talking about my game, but now it is time that I drop the bomb. While I was playing, I came into a in-game item that is very valuable. When I said those words, they got everyone's attention except Marcus. The item I got is worth millions in real-world currency. I plan to sell the item in 2 days when the auction house opens up. All the richest and biggest corporations will be betting huge sums of money for it. All of that will go to me, we won't have to worry about making money ever again. My father looks like he is about to throw up. Mom on the other hand is trying and failing to hold tears in. She grips my hand super hard as heavy tears fall from her eyes. Are you serious, Sarah? You will get millions from it. She is bawling right now as she stands up and hugs me while I am still sitting in my chair. I stand up and my mom's feet leave the floor since I am so much taller than her. We will get millions from it. She weeps harder when I say those words. I look over to Dad as I hug my mom. You should start looking for a bigger house in a safer neighborhood. Let me know how much debt we have and I'll be sure that you get enough to pay it off. My mom crushes me even more after I said that, and I'll admit. She is strong for such a small woman. As the Adamo family is having a change of life and new happiness coming in just a few days. The Church of Light is in a crisis. The Pope has called an emergency meeting to enlist any help he can in finding Wilmer. The meeting is open and there is total silence coming from the rulers as they wait for the Pope to start talking about what they already know a little bit about. I am getting tired of failing in my mission to find and protect him. The Pope sounds sleep-deprived. He was checking all his sources on locating Sarah. The Saintess looks down in shame. They are the Church of Light, how could they not find a single person? Granted, this person is extraordinary and wanting to stay hidden, but that is no excuse in locating a person with their resources. They could find out exactly where a person is with their seers, but the gods in heaven are preventing anything from being seen. How can we not locate someone who will easily stand out if he shows even an ounce of his power in a public settings? 2 people know who he is. One refuses to come out of hiding because they reside in the country ruled by Harold. The other is out of our authority of power and cannot be forced here to tell us. Slam. The Pope slams the table. He is sitting at an anger of the level of incompetence that is being shown. He shames the name of Pope and his ancestors' legacy. Gregory is the first one to speak out at the statement the Pope made. We are not looking for an ordinary person here. I get how badly the Church wants to locate him, but at this point in time we will have to win this war and not kill the person who knows about Archangel Michael's son. With the terms that the Church has given us and the deadlock this war is in, we can do absolutely nothing in terms of progress. The words that Gregory says is true and everyone knows it. The Pope releases a giant sigh and rubs his forehead. I don't blame any of you. This is a shame that I alone bear. Some Pope I am. Everyone can hear the pain and sadness in his voice. Everyone at this meeting is personal friends with Alexander and know how serious he is about things like this. They can't do anything except wait for the deadlock to lift. They now have to address something that the system said. To them was a message from heaven. I am sure you are all in the loop regarding the news we got some time ago. We are not sure what the legendary item is, but I can tell you all that if you come across anyone with such an item, contact us immediately. Such things are special and it will surely be a sign that we have the right person. As the Pope continues to talk, the Kingdom of Zenith is trying their hardest now that the Church isn't in their country and the surrounding kingdoms are keeping their distance. As the meeting continues in Ancient's world, the companies and guilds invested into expanding their profits into players like Sarah are having their own type of discussion. This isn't the focus, however. The one who is having a serious talk with the Director of Player Privacy is the focus. James Raymond is the one in charge of most things that happen day to day. I get that the system isn't telling you anything. I want to know why you have lost control completely regarding this player. A heated secret is being talked about right now, but that is a different story for another day. Chapter 17, An Incredible Encounter. I got to give the greatest gift a child could to their parents last night. I could hardly sleep last night after such a happy scene. Never in my life had our entire family shared a moment of pure complete happiness. It is the next day and I have a long journey ahead of me today. I told my parents I won't be making dinner tonight since I plan to put in serious hours today. I hop into my gaming pod and enter Ancient's world, I wake up in my bedroll and the sun is just starting to come into the room I stayed in for the night. I look over and see the griffin is also getting up and taking care of its feathers. I pack things up so it can finish its morning routine and get ready. Let's head back to Blue Grass. The griffin understands and we head outside and I hop on its back. He spreads his wings and we take off. Now that we are good and high, I can see miles of the beautiful snow-capped mountains and forests filled with tall, powerful trees. The clouds are thick and fluffy as the griffin goes through them. I can feel the wind and cold on my face as I spread my arms enjoying this amazing morning. As I am enjoying myself, an announcement rings throughout the world. Worldwide announcement: there will be a newly added feature to Ancient's World in the coming auction house in 48 hours from now. The announcement continued for its usual 1 minute and 30 seconds so everyone hears it. I can only think how big the forums are getting right now. Once I sell this guild token at the auction house, I can honestly say that my family will never have a financial problem again. It really is nice to not be the one in the world announcement for a change. Thinking about it, this journey has provided me with a huge power boost and I even came out of it with a legendary quest. We fly high for many hours and are making better time back since we know where we are going and I am very light. I suddenly feel the most powerful creature I have ever felt up ahead, and as I am about to let the griffin know, I notice it has a calm attitude, like it knows something I don't. As we come out of the clouds, I am shocked to see a huge dragon soaring above us. It is almost the same size as the capital cities. Dragons are not your average existence in Ancient's World. You can fight them if you wish, but they are generally reclusive, not wanting to be disturbed. They can also talk to humans. Most dragons are the type to be peaceful. There are some that are evil, but they are even harder to find since most have been imprisoned by powerful lower gods or deities. I wonder why this one has decided to come out and actually show itself to someone. I try and inspect it, but I get the expected thing. You are too weak to view this creature's stats. This mysterious dragon felt you trying to inspect it. This creature is strong enough to view all your information. After about 15 seconds, the dragon that is flying above us quickly dives down and is now below us. He carefully approaches from below and now I am looking into his eye that is the same size as the griffin. What brings you all the way out here, little angel? Instead of a he, it's a she. This dragon has a lovely tone to her voice. I don't want to be rude to such a creature, so I quickly answer. I was sent on a quest to find the horn of the forest in the ancient ruins of the Dryads. I am on my way back to Blue Grass to turn it in. As I say that, she lightly squints her giant eye at me. Looking at her, she is a beautiful mix of light gray, light blue, and white. I don't know what type of dragon she is without seeing her information. I don't even know her name. This creature is seeing if you are telling the truth. Her huge mouth turns up into a smile. I appreciate your honesty, little angel. I will leave you with some knowledge. Be sure to trust in your power, you are not even scratching the surface yet. I'll be keeping an eye on you. As she said that, a notification pops into my interface. The mysterious dragon will be watching you from now on. The mysterious dragon likes it a lot that you were honest with her. You are an important friend and person to the mysterious dragon. Powerful creatures are capable of such things. I, at least, want to know her name before she disappears. Wait. Before you go, can you at least tell me your name? She looks at me with an eye smile. I feel good since she didn't take disrespect to that. How could I forget that? My name is Nelly, I am the firstborn daughter of the Dragon King Vendryads. It has been nice meeting you, son of Michael. I am left in complete awe. The Dragon King Vendryads is the strongest non-deity creature in Ancient's World and I just met his daughter. She slows down a little bit and goes lower than us before flapping her huge wings and taking off way ahead of us as she gains altitude. As I am left thinking about this, I am brought out by my annoyance from an announcement. Worldwide announcement: the son of Archangel Michael has gotten the attention of Dragon King Vendryads. Worldwide announcement: the son of Archangel Michael is now an important person and friend to the firstborn daughter of Vendryads and princess of all dragons, Nell Morpheus. World Mission Announcement: both the Church of Light and the Church of the Dark Ones have increased the rewards for any information on the son of Archangel Michael. I listened to the announcement ring out and I know for a fact that this is going to cause a lot of problems with others in the future. We continue flying for a few more hours and I can now see the city of Bluegrass in the distance. After another 5 or so minutes of flying, the griffin lands in the stables and the stable boy take care of it. I give it my thanks and it lowers its head in acknowledgement of my words. I walk the rest off the way to the Baron's estate and I am let in by the guards with no trouble. I make it to the door and Charles is already waiting for me. "How can I help you, Slayer Zirn?" Once I am in front of him I pull out the quest and he knows what it is right away. "Follow me, Slayer Zirn, the Baron is looking forward to what you have brought back." I follow him into the mansion and I am led to the Baron's office. He then takes me to the secret room with all the maps and plans. I can see that the Baron is talking to some other powerful people in the room. Once he notices me he tells the others they are done for now and waves for me to come over. "So were you able to find the horn?" I give a slight grin as I reach into my inventory and pull out the powerful legendary weapon. "You actually found it. Do you realize how many lives you just saved?" Talk about excitement. I didn't think nobility can act in such a way. I don't want to burst his bubble, but he needs to inspect it himself. Don't get too excited yet. Read its information. As I say that he does and I watch his smile slowly fade. I get that, but if he can find someone powerful enough to use it then he should have no problem. He continues reading and is now scowling from the demands the horn makes to use its power. Damn, I didn't think this would be the price for using such a thing. Well, you completed your quest and I'll say you earned your rewards. As he says that I get lots of system notifications. You have completed the quest, the old ones. Rewards: 60,000 EXP. 4,000 gold. Plus 5 levels as first person to complete a legacy quest. You have leveled up 9 times. I waste no time and I check out my new stats. I am very impressed with what I see. I guess it is true what they say about the rewards. They are insane. Slayer, Zirn, LVL.19. EXP, 7180/21,000. Title, The Son of Archangel Michael, hidden, plus 1 more. Stats. Strength, 350. Endurance, 300. Dexterity, 305. Speed, 300. Focus, 300. Mana, 3000/3000. Health, 2600/2600. Stat points, 120. Armor rating, 475. Inventory. Skills/perks. Inheritor of the Sword, passive, Son of Heaven, passive, Heaven's Light LVL.3150/300, active, Protected by Heaven LVL.325/300, active, /LVL.8500/800, active, Slayer of Evil, passive, Holy Willow Tree's Savior, passive, Parry LVL.180/100, active, Finder of Legends, passive, The Divine Who Has Legend, passive. I didn't know I would have gotten 5 player levels after completing this. I can say for certain that I will be impossible to catch if I just keep the grind up. I then hear an annoying announcement that should have gone off when I turned level 10, but it decided to go off now. Worldwide announcement: the son of Archangel Michael is the first player that can now leave the starting areas and explore the world. Worldwide announcement: both the Church of Light and the Church of the Dark Ones have increased the rewards for any information on the son of Archangel Michael. They will now actively search and track him since he is not confined to the country of Zenith. I bet the forums are blowing up right now. I am now able to use my better silver sword and Dead's Bane. I can also start dual wielding. This can effectively double damage and now I can melt elites at my level or lower. I won't be able to get any more levels in Bluegrass or around here. I think heading south to Vedersfall is a good idea. Has great epic level quests and is at my level. As everything is done, announcing Baron Jackson turns to me as he received the announcements from the church's magic. I take it you won't be staying in blue grass. This guy is smart. I hope that he succeeds in whatever he and his allies are planning with this rebellion. I look at him with a smile. If I wish to grow stronger, I'll need to head to other places. Thanks for all the help, Baron. He laughs really hard as I say that. He regathers himself and looks at me with a red face. I should be the one thanking you. With this item we can save millions of soldiers and innocent people in the rebellion against Harold. I nod and I reach out my hand and we shake. I say nothing more and leave the mansion and property. There is one more place I want to stop by first. She will probably want to see me and talk for a while before I leave, months at a time. Chapter 18, Last Night in Blue Grass. Now that I am ready to leave and go to Vedersfall, I should go visit Amelia, since this is going to be the last time I am around for a while. She is the one that gave me my divine class. I owe her more than I could describe. Walking around the beautiful city, you can tell that it has had an upflow in money since the players are grinding beyond the needs of the NPCs of this world. Lots of stores have opened up and new people are coming and going even during this time of day. The sun is setting beyond the walls of the city and mountains in the distance. I make my way to the poverty district and see the road that leads to the orphanage. I walk up the road and I knock on the front door. Just a minute. I hear her from the other side as kids yell and play. Must be chaos in there. After a few seconds it stops and I hear her come to the door. Oh! This is a lovely surprise. She looks to be much happier and seems to be full of energy. I'm glad that I have come here today. Looking around I can see this place is in rougher shape than last time I was here. She invites me in and we sit at the table. So what have you been up to lately? Now that the kids have settled down and are in their beds talking to each other, we have time. I wonder if she would be okay with the stories I have to tell. I have been on quite the adventure the last few days. I contemplate what I should tell her first. Starting at the plague cave sounds like a good idea. The day after we meet I went into the wilds to train and get stronger. The NPCs don't understand the concept of experience. That's why they grow cautious of us in a few years from our rapid growth and power. Amelia gives me a look of worry. If it was up to her I would have stayed here with her. She looks like she is about to say something, but I interrupt her with the continuation of my story. After going a few miles into the wilds I came across an old cave and fought an undead scholar. As soon as I said that, she gets up, slamming the table in protest at just the beginning of my story. She has a serious expression and is preparing a response. You better have turned back like a good boy. The way she says that sends chills up and down my spine. Talk about a scary woman. I should just rip the bandage off quick. After she calms down and I remain silent, I continue with my story. I'm sure you heard some of the updates from the church while I was at the Kingdom of the Fairies and the ancient ruins of the Dryads. Before I took care of those I killed an elemental in an old house out in the forest. She looks ready to explode. I stop her by raising my hands like you would for the cops. She cools down after that. After I took care of the elemental I went to the Kingdom of the Fairies and fought a demon guardian. That was a close call if I have anything to say about it. She gets up and smacks the side of my head. She looks like she is about to cry and has a quivering lip. How could you just fight a demon and joke about almost dying? I can see some tears welling up in the corner of her eyes. I think the only reason she doesn't smack me more is because I revived the fairy kingdom with the defeat of the demon guardian. I swear if you did anything else as stupid as that I won't let you leave this house. I can easily tell she cares about me a lot. Reminds me of my mother from my world. I rub the side of my head. I didn't lose any health. It still hurt though. I should just give an abbreviation of the rest of my journey as to not worry her. Long story short, I went on a big adventure and met a Grandmaster magician as well as a dragon princess named Nell Morpheus. She likes Nelly for short. She heard most of my big accomplishments through the church's announcements. Amelia looks like she's ready to hit me again. Maybe I should have been more tactful with my explanation. It is getting really late and I want to do one more thing for her. Here, this is for you to help with anything you need. I take out the gold reward I got from yesterday and give her 3,500 gold of the 4,000 I got. I won't need this much gold this early in the game. As I say that, I get a system notification. Amelia is extremely moved by what you have just done. Archangel Michael and the Almighty Father are proud of your kindful and selfless act. I look at Amelia and she is weeping almost as much as my mom did when I told her about the millions we will have. My sweet boy, I can feel myself getting choked up as well. This will undoubtedly help with everything she needs to make this a better home. It's more important to me that the ones I care about are taken care of. She leaps onto me and squeezes the life out of me. I am glad that I can bring happiness to people who really need it. If you need anything, I'll do my best to make it happen. She can go to the local church and pay them to contact me via magic. It works similarly to the mail the players get to use. Is it alright if I stay here for the night? I'll be heading to Vedersfall tomorrow to continue to get stronger. She finishes hugging me and wipes her tears away. She smiles and leads me to a room I can sleep in. Don't forget to say goodbye to me before you leave tomorrow. I want to at least feed you before you head out. She is a great person for these kids to have. They need someone that cares as much as Amelia does. I lay down on the bed and think about the things I need to do in Vedersfall. I know there is an epic grade trial quest that rewards you based on your performance. I remember all the details from the forums posts and I know for a fact that I will undoubtedly use the reward for a very long time. It will be a long journey to Vedersfall. 3,000 square miles and plus another 800 once I am out of the wilds is a big task without a mount. This is just what us players have to deal with till we are high enough levels to purchase a mount. I know the general path and roads to take, but it would be wise of me to get a map so I don't get lost on accident. 2 days from now the auction house will open worldwide and I can sell this guild token. One of the best features of the guild house is that if you pay a flat rate you can auction from anywhere in the world without actually going to the house. I am glad that it keeps the seller's identity hidden and safe. People could probably connect the dots and find out who I am otherwise. I can now use 2 swords at the same time and they are both great against certain tough enemies. Once I get to Vedersfall I should talk to the Hermit Flint. He has some pretty good unique quests that will help me keep my lead on everyone. Most hardcore players are pushing level 11 and are preparing to leave. Right now they level twice as fast as me thanks to my half EXP class debuff. I have an advantage though. I know where a lot of great gear and weapons are for the early levels. My sap armor should last me till 30 or 35, but I should still keep my eye out for good gear that I have no knowledge of. I think now is a good time to log off and go hang out with my family. I missed dinner tonight, but I do want to spend time with the family that I lost. I won't waste any moment I have with them. I get out of my gaming pod and head to the bathroom and take a shower. I have plans for tomorrow and I should leave that for the tomorrow me. I head downstairs and hang out with my family. Now that I think about it, the post-launch interviews are the same day as the release of the auction house. I wonder how much they are going to talk about it. Chapter 19, The Adventure to Vedersfall I. I am sitting on the couch with my family going through the channels and I can feel intense tension between my mom and sister. I don't know why, I thought the news about my item would make them stop fighting. I was wrong though, they seem to be having a silent war of looks and body language. My sister rolls her eyes at mom and I know for a fact that doing that to mom is signing your death warrant. Don't you roll your eyes at me, young lady. Mom is overcome with anger and rage. Mom gets up from her chair to yell at her some more. Just because we will have money doesn't mean you can keep acting this way. Mom is on a roll right now and nobody is going to step up and stop her. Finally Dad gets up and gets between Mom and Haley so the fight doesn't get physical. Okay honey, I think she understands your point. Mom turned her fury from Haley onto Dad. I witnessed something I have never seen in my life. Mom raises her hand and slaps Dad across the face hard. I am stuck in my spot and frozen. Everyone else is too. Dad has no idea what to say. This is the first time this has ever happened before. Even in the future this didn't happen, another thing that has changed with my actions. I am tired of you spoiling her rotten. Either she gets her act together or she is out of the house. If you try and interfere in any way you will be joining her. As Mom finishes yelling she storms off upstairs and goes into her room. Haley is very shaken right now. I don't know what she is thinking. It might be fear of getting kicked out and not getting saved by Dad. I look over to Marcus and he is ready to cry. I walk over to him and lean down in front of him. Let's go and give some privacy for Dad and Sis. I pick him up and head upstairs as I hear Haley and Dad start talking. I don't want Marcus seeing stuff like this. I take him to his room and set him down. I go to my room and grab my laptop. I place it on the bed so he can watch TV. I use this opportunity to go to my parents' room and knock on the door. I don't hear anything except for silent sobbing. It's Sarah, I just wanted to make sure that you're doing okay. I hear silence and no sign of the door being opened for me. Dad is talking to Haley downstairs. Marcus is using my laptop to watch his cartoons. If you need anything I'll be in my room. I walk away from the door and head to my bedroom. I lay on my bed and pull out my phone. I scroll through social media platforms and watch some video feeds of players clearing dungeons on the forums. I love how you can record your gameplay and post it so others can see your fights from your perspective. It really helped the DDVR market when it was first invented 40 years ago. It was pretty bare bones back then, but the foundation for this global market was laid in those days. Now everyone with an internet connection is trying to play this game. In a year or so Ancients World will be the most valuable thing on the planet, and the highest level players and strongest guilds will be worth trillions. I know for a fact that the corporations and guilds that make livings off games like Ancients World are worth tens if not hundreds of billions. You can see the hard work of building the guilds throughout the history of DDVRs. The biggest titans in this industry started when the first DDVRs came out and haven't looked back. I am starting to fall asleep with my phone in my hand. That is a clear sign it is night time. I get in my pajamas and get in my sheets. I sleep throughout the night like I usually do, and now is the time to get to grinding. No breakfast for me today and I am excited for this new adventure. I hop in my gaming pod and load into the world. I wake up in the same bed I fell asleep in and the sun is rising just like it would in the real world. I can hear kids already up and making noise. I walk out of my room and walk into the kitchen. I can smell the delicious food and see that Amelia is making a meat stew with vegetables. I know for a fact food tastes real like my world, you can eat it and not go hungry. Another cool thing about Ancients World is food and water are important. They won't kill you, but there are heavy debuffs. I can see the table is already set and ready for us. I sit down and eat my food while telling the kids stories of my adventures. Pretty soon I am done and I am ready to head off. Amelia walks me down the road and is crying again at having to see me go. Promise that you will be careful and always reply to my messages and visit when you can. She sounds like a mom would if their kid was leaving for college. I bring her in a hug and make sure I put love into it. I have grown to really care for the woman. I promise, I have to go now. Tell the kids I'll bring them back presents the next time I come back. We say our goodbyes and she watches me walk away. Pretty soon I am almost back to the commercial district. I know the things I need to take with me. First things first is a map so I don't get lost. I make it to the cartographer's shop and enter. I talk to the nice old man and I get a great quality map and pay 5 gold. This would be an impossible price for most players right now. I kept 500 gold so I can pay for expenses. Now I need to make sure my equipment is good and repaired. My swords don't need any work so I sell my steel sword back for some bronze pieces. Now all I got to do is head out and make my way to Vedersfall. I make my way to the gate and notice some players coming and going. I can see the main road packed with carts and merchants. I can't wait till the teleportation network is open to the players at level 50. It will make traveling to discovered places easier. Until then it's walking for us. I walk down the road and make my way deep into the wilds. Pretty soon I see only stray carts here and there. Monsters are smart by not going to the main road. Monsters prefer weaker targets that are alone, and carts always travel together with an escort. Now that I am on my way, I can really plan my next moves with all this free time. My first goal for when I reach Vedersfall is doing the epic trial quest for its unique reward. Once that is done, I talk to the old hermit Flint and finally grind my way to level 30. The dungeons out near Vedersfall have lots of enemies within them. It's one of the best places on the continent to grind. I could run at my top speed and get there in half the time, but that would cause hunger, water, and a fatigue debuff. Things you don't want when traveling long distances. Conserving energy and food is the smart thing to do. I check my stats so I can see where I will stand against the higher leveled creatures. Slayer, Zirn, LVL.19. EXP, 1450/21,000. Title, The Son of Archangel Michael, Hidden, +1 more. Stats. Strength, 350. Endurance, 300. Dexterity, 305. Speed, 300. Focus, 300. Mana, 3000/3000. Health, 2335/2335. Stat points, 120. Armor rating, 475. Inventory. Skills/perks. Inheritor of the Sword, passive, Son of Heaven, passive, Heaven's Light LVL.3150/300, active, Protected by Heaven LVL.325/300, active, /LVL.8500/800, active, Slayer of Evil, passive, Holy Willow Tree's Savior, passive, Parry LVL.180/100, active, Finder of Legends, passive, The Divine Who Has Legend, passive. I should look for more active skills when I reach Vedersfall. The passive perks are wonderful, but all they are is passive. I'll save up my skill points till I get in a fight that requires them. I'll be the first player in Vedersfall. I might even be the first player to enter another city period. Others are probably looking to leave their starter cities, but don't have a map. That 5 gold is a boon to most players. The major guilds have probably scrounged enough together and are preparing as well. Then I hear a wonderful system announcement. It actually isn't about me this time, it will spell trouble for the players however. Worldwide announcement, the armies of Zenith are amassing in force for war. The kingdoms involved are now preparing the war council earlier than expected and players are welcome to go to their choice of side's war council. Players must be at least level 50 tier 1 to participate. I guess the war is going to be happening. I got out of Bluegrass at the right time. I won't worry about Amelia because Baron Jackson is helping and a head figure in the rebellion. The enemy kingdoms will surely spare it for the aid it can provide. I hope that they find a person who can use that horn. If they can, this war will be over quickly. Chapter 20, The Adventure to Vedersfall II. Only one chapter today. I received some sound advice on Discord about pacing myself. I hope you all have a good day. The open road is peaceful this time of day and it is still morning time. Looking at this map, I have 2 options. I can take the long way around and avoid a dangerous part of the wilds. My other option is cutting through the wilds and cutting my journey by 80%. It would normally be suicide to cut through the wilds, but I am almost level 20. The strongest I'll come across is a level 15 elite, having the advantage in levels is a good thing. I would block damage corresponding to my armor rating, but I always dodge. The reason my opponents don't block my attack is because my attacks are too powerful. Trying to absorb 4650 damage from dual wielding my silver sword and Dead's Bane. Since I am dual wielding, you will have to multiply that by 2. I do 9300 flat damage without using my skills. If the armor isn't strong enough to resist that, then it will ignore armor. Most of the major guilds have found out this mechanic already. Having the weapons and gear that I have makes a huge difference. I can honestly say that no one in their right mind would believe that I could do this much damage so early into the game. This is why I am contemplating cutting through the wilds. There is one big problem here though. I could get very lost and extend my journey by even more. There is also the chance that I could get killed in my sleep. This is a multi-day journey. I can't afford to lose levels so early in the game. I'll be set back and struggle to recover such huge amounts of EXP. Blue Chaos was truly a prodigy since he accomplished so much despite starting 2 years later. As I am thinking about all my plans and options, I hear a worldwide announcement. I smile because it's actually about someone else. I can't help being happy since this will divert the attention from me. I remember hearing this announcement in the future too. I guess my actions haven't affected this. Worldwide announcement: a player has discovered and received the legendary class, Abyss Walker. This is a one-of-a-kind class and will not be accessible to other players. World Mission: the Master Mages of Greshka are offering a reward for any information on the Abyss Walker. Go to the local branch in your city if you have anything. It seems the Masters of Greshka City are interested in the Abyss Walker. This is the same city that Wilmer came from. Masters are one rank lower than Grandmaster. They do command great power and authority in the mages world though. The Church of Light is in charge of armies and kingdoms. They have no authority over mage unions and institutes. They are their own branch of power in this world. A legendary class is very powerful, one rank below mine. Every class above Legacy has its own rules and stipulations. One legendary class will have different rules compared to another. The Abyss Walker is a magical class as well. It is said all magical power came from the Abyss. I have divine power from my angelic blood. These are two different forces. Abyss is the origin point for all mortal magic, while divine magic was created directly from the Almighty Father. It is said when the Almighty Father created Gaia and the overworld, he used the power from the Abyss to give Gaia its own properties and power. This way Gaia wouldn't inherit the power of overworld, and wouldn't be consumed by the underworld. It isn't stronger than divine power, but it is much more compatible to magic spells and abilities. You can't even measure its power or shape it until you take some from the Abyss. That's why the Abyss Walker is such a revered magical class. The person who holds the class can manipulate the Abyss directly. Other mages use Gaia as a conduit and Gaia forms it in the way the spell was designed. Therefore, depowering it, most players will come to fear the person who got this class. I remember that the player who got this was called Stubbed Toe. I will admit it isn't an intimidating gamer tag, but when you play gamers you can call yourself whatever you please. I heard that this guy was quite the comedian when not in a battle. I wonder what city he spawned into. In the future he never posted the steps on how he got it. Thinking about all this, I have gone off track from my original problem. I should check my inventory and make sure I have enough supplies to cut through the wilds. Slayer, Zirn, LVL.19. EXP, 7180/21,000. Title, The Son of Archangel Michael, Hidden, +1 more. Stats. Strength, 350. Endurance, 300. Dexterity, 305. Speed, 300. Focus, 300. Mana, 3000/3000. Health, 2600/2600. Stat points, 120. Armor rating, 475. Inventory. Skills/perks. Inheritor of the Sword, passive, Son of Heaven, passive, Heaven's Light LVL.3150/300, active, Protected by Heaven LVL.325/300, active, /LVL.8500/800, active, Slayer of Evil, passive, Holy Willow Tree's Savior, passive, Perry LVL.180/100, active, Finder of Legends, passive, The Divine Who Has Legend, passive. I look at the Inventory tab and think open. I then see a list of all my supplies and gear. Inventory. 20x water rations. 10x food rations. Silver sword REQ. LVL.10. Quality, uncommon. Damage, 500. Durability, 250/250. Deadsbane REQ. LVL.10. Damage, 650. Quality, rare. Durability, 250/250. Unique effect, twice as effective on undead. Complete dungeon armor set, hardened sap. I maxed out how much food and water I can carry. One ration is each 2-3 meals a day, so I packed plenty for the journey. You can only carry so many items till they overflow into your player bank, but that won't be implemented till a month into the game. Right now loot and items are so scarce that players aren't even close to filling up their inventory. The more I think about it, the more tempted I am to cut through the wilds. If I do go through, I'll have to find a good spot to sleep. Making up my mind, I decide to go through the wilds to cut my journey down by multiple days. As Sarah is preparing to change course in a few more miles, others are making plans of their own. The guild leader of Willow Tree, Wilted Rose, is having a conversation with her vice commander Cracked Shell. We will move out tomorrow. Our guild has scrounged up enough gold to buy 100 maps. All of our top 100 players will be moving en masse to the country of Salamander Kingdom. There are credible rumors that say a roaming world boss is there. A roaming world boss is a powerful boss creature that roams the world. There are some legendary and divine class creature that do this. Nelly would be classified as a legendary roaming boss, but dragons are unique. Roaming world bosses can drop unique and powerful item, but you will need a lot of strong allies fighting to take it down. Even a level 25 roaming world boss can push 4.5 million health points. With their higher life ratings, they can pretty much rival any NPC below tier 5 no matter their level. The highest level world boss was level 400 tier 8 and was pushing 500 billion health. During that special circumstance, NPCs and players teamed up and took it on. That is pretty far into the future though, it would be after the first expansion pack. Cracked Shell looks to his guild leader with some apprehension. We are taking a huge risk by doing this. We could end up team wiping and 100 of our best players lose a level apiece. He understands the value that a boss and opportunity like this holds, but he has to be the voice of reason here. Wilted Rose looks at her vice commander and gives a deep sigh. I know the risks, Mitchell, but this will set up something that the other top guilds don't have. We will put it into every player's mind that this is the place to be. I also want to collect valuable data on the type of loot it drops. We have gotten some good stuff from dungeons, but our guild will need what we get from this boss. You can't accomplish anything without taking risks. This is a bold move and it may or may not pay off. As they continue their talks, Gregory is talking with the kings of White Rock and Borealis. Everyone brought their best warriors and generals to this meeting to discuss things. I wish we could all be meeting under better circumstances, but with Zenith on the move, it is only a matter of time before conflict will occur. He is speaking to the whole room, but he is only looking at two other people. Drake Triton III, King of White Rock. As well as Franklin Forhall V, King of Borealis. Both very young rules. Neither of them are older than 26, compared to Gregory's 37. These are still learning kings. Nobody wishes for war, but it is a great learning opportunity for younger nobles and warriors.